Why do you enjoy women's rugby so much?
It's the tries, Mandisa. It's the tries. The tries and the hits. It's been absolutely riveting so far. And we're about 3 seconds away from kickoff here today. WXV2 underway yet again. The final weekend. Get involved. Up and away from Lisa Thompson. Taken in by Japan. Cleared by Tsukui in to replace Megumi Abe. Such a linchpin for this Japanese side. Player of the match against Samoa, the number 9 for Japan. She will have big boots to fill by Moi Tsukui. Spreading left to right to start off the match, Japan in typical style. Sent downfield by Ayaso Otsuka. The wind behind the back of the Japanese in this first half, and that will be telling here today in Athlone. The wind is blowing strongly, and it favors the team playing from right to left on your screen. Scotland well aware of that, running it back at the Japanese, keeping ball in hand. Cleared by McDonald. Strong run up the centre by Gallagher, over the top from Skeldon. A fiery start from Scotland. McLaughlin's pass can't be held on to. Dragged in by Otsuka. Tsukui. Frenetic start to this match, but Japan will really burn the lungs of their opposition. They love to run the ball from the first minute to the last. Showing evidence of that right here as their flanker Korai, the 20-year-old, is laid low.
Use it.
Tsukui, even with the wind behind their back, they don't just send it upfield. I'm sure they're aware of the counter-attacking talents of Scotland's back three. Kato. Tsukui. Sent over the top by Otsuka, an attacking kick. Brilliant hands from Japan, but the knock-on comes.
First knock.
What a great start by Japan. Looking for field position and up and under by Tsukui and Otsuka. Fortunate handling error from Scotland, which was picked up by Japan. But anything should be in the coming minutes clinical from Japan's side. A mistake by Haruka Hirotsu. A ball that was punched in the middle and a clear offload, which was just short for Hirotsu. First scrum of the match.
Okay. I'm fine with the gap. Just hold weight back, okay? Hold your own weight. Good? Thanks.
You've got to be able
We can bind.
to control your own body weight when it comes to scrums. Leaning is considered illegal fall because you're denying opposition the space to punch.
To punch, metaphorically speaking, of course, Mandisa.
And not to first punch, I mean, to engage.
McDonald clears, kicked off the boot by Nelson. She's asking the question on the touchline, almost perfectly measured, out into touch.
Seems like it's going to be a territorial game. What a kick by the Scottish leader.
Step out. Out.
Almost into their 22. And Japan looking to shorten the line out, and they do so.
Taniguchi feeds. Tsukui gets it back to a fly-off. Otsuka goes downfield into touch, but they brought it back into their own 22.
Line out, well-controlled ball. Just of it is only that they were way too short in the pocket. You gotta be deep if you're gonna be kicking that ball out.
Lana Skeldon scored 2 tries against South Africa at the back of the rolling maul. Here she comes again.
This is their weapon. It's how they win teams.
In it comes Captain Rachel Malcolm receiving at line-out time. The Scottish set that formidable rolling maul. The Sakura 15, their first resistance, outstanding. Can they hold it up enough to force referee Roach into calling use the ball? It's exactly what they've done. McDonald Fine hands, but the rash defense of Japan compromising the pass to the outside. Mary McDonald away to Gallagher. Big hit from Japan. And Gallagher keeps her feet. What a player she is, the big number 8. Skeldon with a beautifully timed pass to Wessel. Two experienced players. McDonald with a flat ball. Yeah.
Otherwise, everything looked so sharp because with the two pass punches, everything was working out well. They wanted to put pressure on Japan. Japan's defense looking so sharp in the 5 minutes that started the game, Paul, because they're just waiting. Whenever the number 9, Mariari McDonald, has a ball, then they jump the gun.
Tsukui gets it away to Otsuka. She goes long this time, using that wind to her advantage. Chloe Raleigh is running back to get after this. Herring upfield to put pressure on is Otsuka. Great ground made by Japan on the back of that kick. They attack the breakdown. And Scotland have done very well in the end. McDonald feeds Gallagher, who sets the ruck. Great counter-rucking from Japan. It's all legal. According to referee Roach, Scotland hit back.
And it's on.
Tsukui with the tap and go. They want to keep things moving. Otsuka, there's numbers out wide for Japan. The pass no good. There's still an opportunity out wide if they can make it work. Cutting through the tackle is Nagata! The captain crossing the line.
And Japan records their first try of the game and of the day. That is a good run from Iroha Nagata, the captain herself. And it is unstoppable. Japan, 5 points. Scotland were beaten with their own
She came through the gate. She played the player who had the ball.
breakdown. It was a kick from within Japan's field, inside their own 22, Paul, which paved way for clean hands. Just one bounce. Scotland caught in the edges with their defense not structured. Beautiful to see Japan opening the score lines like this.
It is up and it is over. Ayasa Otsuka adds an extra 2. Japan lead.
Japan putting up a great fight to start with, and the captain showing them flames. Beauty you are. Everybody's watching around the world. You would notice how well Asia's developing within their women's rugby setups. Tag rugby. The numbers they've got. Sevens rugby. Even Hong Kong. You just follow them and see.
Absolutely true. The restart from Lisa Thompson. And Japan secure in possession, looking to keep ball in hand, even from within their own 22-meter line, trying to commit the defenders, and McGee sharp to the opportunity on the outside. It's going to be hard to get around Scotland's wings. 2 of the most talented players in the 15 today. Never mind their 15, Chloe Raleigh. Absolutely box office. The pass over the top, and there may be a chance on the outside for Imakugi. Cutting back in, met by Rana Lloyd. Cleared by Tsukui, who has been delivering outstanding balls from the base of the ruck.
Oh.
The replacement number 9, the chip over the top, well marshaled by Lisa Thompson. Got a massive boot on her. That kick well marshaled and fielded. Chloe Raleigh goes through her legs. No knock on there, but she's all on her own, and she's going to take them on. The confidence of Chloe Raleigh, supported by her number 12, Lisa Thompson. In her 55th cap today, the number 12. Crucial member of this team, as is Mary McDonald's. The up and under hugging the touchline. Too much pressure for Japan. The knock-on turns into a penalty because of offsides.
Knock on.
Saina Saito was caught offside there with a kick from Scotland, which was held by Haruka Hirotsu. And unfortunately, one bounce, which caught her retiring from the position she was in. Just a tap went forward from Hirotsu. So if she was coming from her own field, she was going to be onside to play the ball, but she was just caught offside when the ball was kicked.
Skeldon on the money in the wind. Mary McDonald gets it away. Strong run by Lloyd off the feed from Nelson McDonald. Nelson hits her outside center. Emma. Oh!
It would have been something else. It would have been something else. Francesca McGee, if you remember her from the game they played against the Bokke woman. McGee has so much pace to burn. It was just slightly in front of her.
Big hit on the back of that stolen lineout. Lana Skeldon tough enough to take it. Gallagher gets it off to Nelson. This Japanese rush defense causing problems for Scotland, but backing her power is Lisa Thompson. Brought down by her opposite number, Kanako Kobayashi. McDonald to Nelson to Gallagher. Japan's defense unrelenting right now. Nelson passing into that pocket once more. Louise McMillan monitored. Dragged to ground. McDonald's off to Captain Malcolm, and now under pressure, Thompson gets her kick away downfield. Oh, it's a clean strike there over the top of Thompson, and now Japan can put the pressure on. Thompson, the only player from Scotland, getting back. Tremendous chase on the kick as well. Thompson with a brilliant kick into the wind, and now forward goes Imakugi. Imakugi taking them on. McLaughlin makes the hits. Japan on the front foot. Tsukui gets the ball away. It's called backwards. Great run and pressure from Belil, the tight head prop. Japan retain.
Use it.
Tsukui, wise kick over the top. Nobody home for Scotland back there. Great angle on the kick as well. Chasing towards the touchline. Francesca McGee gets there in the end, but Scotland still under pressure.
That's very high. That's very high.
Tackle.
Nothing else. Just high tackle. Anything needs to be below the shoulders fall. It's so amazing how Japan is opening up the game. Like playing coast to coast and putting pressure on the deck with counter-racking, and also just from the line out, securing ball. Very slick.
Japan.
Scotland woman pressured in terms of tackles. Nothing is open for them yet. Field possession, ball possession, all on Japan's side.
Skeldon feeds the line out. Malcolm tapping it back onto Scotland's side. Slightly untidy at line out time for Scotland, which will be a bit of a concern. But make no mistake, in the second half they will use this win to their advantage. So the Sakura 15, they need to put on the points. Mary McDonald's will kick into that wind, holding up slightly, and Japan managed to field in the end. Interesting handoff there. It's worked out for the Sakura 15. Into contact goes Saito, most capped Sakura 15 player of all time. Stepping through the tackle, Kobayashi. Tsukui. Oh,
what a
fine
angle.
line that. Nagata getting a pass away. Tsukui with quick ball, and Japan playing a very, very entertaining brand of rugby right now. Spreading it to Matsumura, the very talented youngster on the wing. Matsumura takes on a second. Oh, the future is bright for this teenager in the number 14. Otsuka continues running the show from the 10. Her hooker, Taniguchi, making meters for Japan. A relentless pace set by the Sakura 15. The kick to the outside is for Imakugi to chase. Chloe Raleigh is back, and Chloe Raleigh is desperate.
That's the only option she could do right there, because Japan, I mean, they are doing wonders. Look at how slick they are. Not even punching in the middle, because they're mindful of the defense and how physical Scotland can be in the middle. So playing coast to coast for them is working with an advantage of the wind as well, Paul. So them kicking, because they're playing with the wind, the only option they have is to get field possession and then put pressure whenever they're into the 22.
I'm sure that Japan, they want to keep the ball infield as well, because Scotland's contest on the line-out is not something they want to have.
Nope.
So that tap and go crucial.
You know, it's an open game for other teams, but, you know, women's rugby, you mustn't structure things too much. You know, they need to enjoy this rugby thingy more than kicking. That's what Japan is doing. And with the 5 or 7 points they have, it's only because they enjoy themselves going to through the phases, and obviously the captain getting the points. So line out time, Scotland, we trust them because it's their daily bread. It's the best they can do.
Sakura 15 looking to strike with their backline. Kobayashi hits it up. Moi Tsukui ready at the base. Slightly slower ball for the Sakura 15. Saito on the carry. Tsukui clears to Otsuka, the chip over the top. It's ambitious. Rona Lloyd backing herself to get over the try line. Gets there. Japan on the ball briefly. They step away. Scotland choosing to run this ball out from their own try line rather than dotting down over the try line. Could have given them a touch of breathing room. The faith in their systems. Admirable. Mary McDonald feeds it back to the big number 12, Lisa Thompson, and Scotland still trapped in their own 22. Japan are playing the conditions perfectly.
Spoke about dotting down in or the in goal when Lloyd caught the ball there with the up and under. Also another option when our Stubbs would be just to call a mark. You know, you can call a mark anyway inside your own 22, so that you get some breathing room, because Japan is like on top of their game.
Steal by Scotland at line-out time. Emma Wessel in her 64th cap for her nation, standing up tall. Emma Wessel said she struggled to be away from the group when she had a recent injury. Very, very happy to be part of the group again. Thompson is the one they look to clear it downfield, only as far as the halfway line. Into the teeth of the wind, it's impressive. Otsuka with a brilliant pass over the top, and on the outside it's Korai. Sakurako Korai, can she get a knee to ground?
She did.
Maul called by referee Roach of the USA, and the 20-year-old Sakurako Korai could not get to ground, stolen away by Evie Gallagher. And Scotland will start from deep again. Wessel, McDonald, Rachel Malcolm, the captain, always willing and able.
Use it. Keep last foot.
That Scottish line-out defense has already stolen them 2 possessions at a crucial moment in the match. Great up and under that, just slightly misjudged by Rona Lloyd, perfectly judged by Komachi Imakugi.
Emma blown for not rolling away. So Japan's option now, I see Tsukui about to tap, because nobody is there seemingly to kick. Gaining momentum.
Scotland have put doubt in the minds of the Sakura 15 at line-out time, and as such, Kato carries it forward from the penalty and the tap and go. Tsukui clears from the base to Otsuka, spread by Kobayashi, and on the outside now they find Matsumura. Matsumura, the young superstar, cuts inside.
Okay, now. Thank you.
Slow ball for Tsukui. Here is Taniguchi. Good strong run from the front ranker. Out the back and having to tidy up was Korai. Desperation passes now. Could be trouble for Japan. You don't want to allow any of the outside backs for Scotland to get their hands on the ball. And now the penalty goes the way of the Europeans.
Breathing room for Scotland. Sakurai Rorai caught off feet at the breakdown. But I just love the way they build momentum, Paul. Handling is so slick. How they draw opponents, you know. It's so difficult for women to pass from left to right, but Japan makes it so easy. There's the breakdown they lost.
Scotland, no huddle, you've got to form. Thank you.
Committing numbers, everybody's there in time. It's just the inability to hold on to your own body weight.
Skeldon feeds to the outside shoulder of Rachel Malcolm there again at line-out time. Sakura 15, more defense impressive so far. You can see they're focused on this area of play, knowing that Scotland so damaged the Springbok women with the rolling maul, and they're getting some go forward now. Sakura 15 reloading the numbers. Scotland will be happy to keep it in here, especially so in the first half, playing into this wind. McDonald away to Thompson, keeping it tight. Thompson powering forward. What an asset. McDonald, Gallagher can't handle. Very well done in the end to keep that movement alive from McLaughlin. Nelson, not many numbers to the left. Chloe Raleigh has to take on a couple of defenders. It's fallen loose. Nelson's done well.
All options are closed.
Harry McDonald. The Japanese defense taking all of the oxygen out of this Scottish offensive line, making it difficult to make those decisions. Big carry forward from Wessel again, and here's Skeldon, influential front ranker for Scotland. We're now traveling backwards with each possession as they've slowed down the momentum of their attack. Now Louise McMillan of the Saracens.
Use it!
And Mary McDonald, the Exeter chief, is going to eventually turn to the boot, but they've chewed up some minutes on the clock. Still trailing by those 7 points. The Sakura 15 in control of the direction of this match still, and in possession again.
It's a good turnover. Just knocked it on.
Japan's defense paying dividends. Line speed. We talk about 1v1 tackles, and at this point we see them double tackling, which is putting so much pressure on the Scottish women. An ability to think on their feet. Japan looking to secure this second quarter of the game. Scotland, Paul, if you can see them heavily breathing. I think maybe the wind is also playing its part, and just the inability to gain possession and momentum out of the ball, because they've been defending this whole time.
Imakugi on the outside, turns to the boot early. Chloe Raleigh can't control Imakugi, almost getting there first. Another pressure surely will come from Japan at the breakdown. Scotland once again have scrambled so well. It's been 23 odd minutes of Sakura 15 pressure. But Scotland know they need to weather the storm here in the Cape of Storms as the wind is howling through at the Athlone Sports Stadium. McDonald setting up a clearance. Pillars galore to protect McDonald's kick, and she aims for the touchline. Brilliantly measured yet again. Imakugi knocked it on.
Just happy with backward into touch. Didn't see enough first.
Could have been a Japan.
Didn't see enough. Okay.
A ball if it wasn't for this handling area from Hirotsu Paul. Problem with Scotland, you know, those type of kicks, you need to be able to kick them to relieve or release pressure out of your team. Wow. Now you are in your 22 and you're facing wind, but you're not kicking anything out.
Scotland somehow, some way, come up with the ball in the back of that line out. Nelson fires a flat one to Thompson. Just about holding on to that ball is Emma Orr. Japan in possession now. Nobody behind the defensive line for Scotland. Over the top it goes for McGee to chase back. What an angle on this kick. It could be going out in the corner.
Fight is on. Fight for possession is won. Japan is killing it when it comes to field possession.
Give us space.
They are mindful
Awesome. Thank you.
of how the wind is blowing. Era from the midfield. Oh, Emma O desperately trying there to give out an unclear pass because they've cracked it, but things are not working quite well for them.
Skeldon.
They are trying so hard to play flat, you know, a bit of depth in terms of the movement and, you know, how we want to progress out of a set phase.
She's through the middle.
Also just being mindful of how Japan is closing the line down. So maybe change in terms of depth when we come to maybe the second or the third quarter of the game, because Japan is putting so much pressure at this point in time.
7.
Nelson clears to touch for Scotland.
Watch your running line there.
Another threatening situation dealt with. Quality line out from Skeldon, hitting the money. It's 25 minutes gone.
Judging from how Japan is playing, telling you it should be another different setup when it comes to the scoreboard. Pressure is not paving way in terms of points.
Kobayashi on the carry.
Play on.
Looking for gaps in that defense. Matsumura. Saraka on the hard carry by the front ranker. And Japan keep on moving the ball quickly, aiming for those 0-second rucks. Dealing with the difficult ball. Kobayashi and Scotland have come up with the goods on the counter. McMillan sends it away to the left. Not much space to work with. But Francesca McGee carries confidently all the same up to the halfway line. We're cherishing these short periods in possession. Well, Scotland, they've lost it in the midst of the tackle. And look at Japan, so eager to get the ball wide immediately. A mishandle. Sees it land with Imakugi. Very clever to kick Imakugi. Great kick from Imakugi. Oh! The kicking skills of the Japanese side are keeping them in the right areas of the field.
Beautiful areas of the field. Scotland,
Taken back.
promise you they feel the pressure at this point in time, because just the way they inject pace when they get ball possession, but in terms of building now momentum and phases, they're not able to crack Japan's defense. Beautiful turnover there.
So down getting treatment for the Sakura 15 is Kanako Kobayashi in the number 12 jersey. And the try from the captain, Iroha Nagata, the only points of this half.
The way they're just playing, we could see now the way Tsukoi, she seems like a sevens player, because when she held onto the ball, she quickly turned around and resulted into this try of their captain now, Iroha Nagata. Shrugging people off, attacking the wider channel and then cutting in as sharp as she could. That is Iroha Nagata.
Wow, look at those numbers. Japan totally dominating.
Just hold it. We're going to make a sub.
Remember when they chose after the coin toss, you would never know which field position you're getting. So when they played against the wind, obviously,
thank you.
That was the talks before the game, that the captain, if we win field, then you choose to play an attack with the wind.
Thank you.
So coming off the field, and you can see just how frustrated she is. Kobayashi coming on to replace Kobayashi, try scorer against Samoa off the bench.
Just wait.
Now Ando. We're almost ready to get back underway.
Okay, time back on.
Skeldon feeds, and once more she hits the money. Emma Wessel this time the targets Gallagher on the carry.
Great set.
Mary McDonald just taking a moment to find her target. Lisa Thompson, and that one's come sliding off the outside of the boot. Fine chase from Marona Lloyd, putting the pressure on the Japanese receipt, winning possession back for Scotland. This seriously mobile tight head prop of theirs, Christian Belial, in her 30th cap with the offload. And now playing a narrow blindside Scotland, they put boot to ball via Nelson. Oh, the confidence on the pickup. It's brilliant from Komachi Makugi. Tsukui over the top, chasing back once more is Rona Lloyd. She's getting through plenty of work in this first half. Chloe Raleigh, cool, calm, and collected. What a kick as well, hugging that touchline. Imakugi receives.
Inside 50.
Otsuka.
Inside 22.
Happy to engage in the kicking battle because she believes she'll win. And win it she has.
Should have just taken the ball up on with the gusting wind. The only thing that's going to be suitable at this point in time would be your grabbers.
Quick line out from Japan. Tsukui to Otsuka. Away to Saina Saito in the midfield. Quick ball for Tsukui. Otsuka with the skip ball to the replacement Ando. Very well done by Ando. She was at risk of creating a maul. The Sakura 15 set the ruck, and they will spread it from right to left again, as is their want. Put down, picked up, on we go. Tsukui clears. The grabber through from Otsuka, just putting pressure on Scotland at all times. Gallagher's done very well. Brilliant ball protection from Chloe Raleigh, the number 15, stepping up to do some of the rough stuff. The carry from Emma Wessel. Nelson feeds Thompson. Thompson goes long. Brilliant control by the replacement, Ando. In fact, that's the fullback, Nishimura. Tsukui. Short ball from Otsuka. She is the orchestrator of this Japanese attack. A maul called as Scotland once again have stepped up with a big piece of defensive play.
Maul taken in by White.
But everything needs to work out for them, Paul. What's the point in getting possession out of a maul when you need to swing the ball wide and kick? You kick, you know, giving away possession. Rather slow the game down whilst going forward than kick aimlessly into the hands of the Japanese goals. If there are options of maybe, I haven't seen once a pick and go. But hopefully they want things to turn around when it comes to the third quarter, when we come back from the second half.
We're good, water off, thank you.
But Scotland have done nothing. I don't remember them in Japan's 5 meters this entire time.
Yep, thank you.
There has been territorial dominance by the Sakura 15, but that win that we told you about absolutely dictating affairs here in this first half. And that win, of course, will be behind Scotland's backs in the second. We know how good their kicking game and their lineouts are.
But I promise you, when the tide turns, the Sakura 15 will hold on to the ball more than kicking.
Scotland detonating at scrum time and winning themselves a penalty. Just what the doctor ordered in the final 10 minutes of the first half. You heard, no, as Mary McDonald was about to, pretending to tap and go, rather.
Japan scrum under pressure there, becoming a willy beanie. So, the penalty out of the scrum, giving them some time to think going into that line out. Well controlled, going forward. Look at how the number 8,
we'll get more stability on the set.
Evie Gallagher, is controlling it from her feet, getting a left shoulder.
Skeldon feeds McMillan. Scotland on the front foot for the first time. They're into the 22 of the Sakura 15. Ooh. A wandering hand. Unpenalized, and Scotland still in possession, cleared by Belil. She can do it all, the big number 3. Here's Skeldon on the charge. Scotland with the bit between their teeth. What a reward a try would be to close out this first half. Malcolm gets it away to McMillan now, do Scotland. The rush defense of the Sakura 15 has been holding up so far. Emma, oh, half broke a tackle. They're in range now, Scotland. Belil is ready to carry. Brilliant tackle, rushing up and chopping them down at the knees. Taniguchi.
Through the gate.
The counteract from Japan not good enough to win back the ball, and Scotland remain on the front foot, which Rachel McLaughlin, the Sale Shark. Mary McDonald gets it away. Nelson now to the back line. Thompson with the offload. There's something on here now. Oh, Ronnie! Can't hold on! Oh boy! Scotland had made the opportunity. It looked like a try for sure.
It was a definite try for...
Wow. Well, this match remains in the balance. 7 points to 0. Japan lead, and they'll be able to clear their lines confidently via Otsuka.
A missed opportunity by Scotland. Look at that gap. I was wondering why she was passing. Just a step in, Paul, from Emma Orr. She was open for the try. She didn't want to be selfish.
It's a rock, and then they put hands on the ball just as she's about to lift it.
Good pressure from
Actually, everything I've seen
the Japanese edge.
Get the ball back. It's been trapped
Haruka Hirotsu.
I'll look for it, but
I'm sure they were saved by Mr. Miyagi there.
Skeldon feeds the line out. It really is one of the hallmarks of the Scotland game here in South Africa over these past 2 weekends, and the set piece has proved pivotal. It gives them that steady foundation.
It's not going to come out. Not going to come out.
That's the experience of Mandisa Williams. She's been in a couple of those.
As soon as they landed Otoka, Yoshimura's actions there already putting a hand out and stopping that ball from being channeled down. So I saw that and I thought, even if the maul goes, but it's not going to come out of their own channel. So Scotland are being targeted where they are the best most with their lineouts and mauling. Stopping them at the maul is probably the worst thing that can happen to them at this point. It's a killer.
Mark here. Hold your weight on this mark, yeah? Thank you.
Because it's the one thing they probably bank on.
Nice and tight. Good. Crouch. Side. Bind. Set.
Legal scrummaging from Japan. Yuka Sodaka. Knee down. Scrumming down.
Yeah, thank you.
Gotta be able to control your own body weight. Neck, shoulders, spine, and hips in line, they say it all. I never played prop, but if anything goes like that, it's already a giveaway. Pressure from Leah.
Bit of a trick play from the Scottish woman, playing it down off the top, but Sakura 15 ready to defend that maul, and they might just have it wrapped up here again.
It's gonna be the same thing.
Down by blue is the call. They haven't dragged it, and Gallagher gets the ball away from the midst of that melee. Thompson on the carry. Japan must release now, and they have just in time. Scotland keeping it tight. Still a try right now could be definitive come the end of this match. 7-point lead for Japan with the wind at their back. Is it enough? Bartlett on the carry. She scored a try against South Africa in the opening match of the WXV2 in Stellenbosch at the Darnie Craven Stadium. The captain Malcolm with some good leg drive in the tackle. Mary McDonald earning a penalty for her team. Scotland in prime position now. They've got a player over on the outside, and it's McGee. One of their most dangerous weapons, McGee. Breaks the first 2 tackles. Scotland come piling in. This is their chance. Less than 4 to play.
And their only chance.
Mary McDonald delays the takeout of that ball, and McMillan jumps the gun as a result. McDonald waits. Now it's quick ball for Nelson. Nelson passes to Skeldan. Oh, strong run. Mary McDonald with the quick ball off to a captain Malcolm. Scotland threatening with each carry.
We're going back.
What about the Japanese defense?
You gotta give credit where credit is due, Paul. Japan is not giving anything away. Scotland had an advantage. Great pressure. Strides from out wide by their winger. McGee was just caught short of the try line, but still they're in the Japanese 5 meters. Let's see how the trick is going to work out for them, or how well Japan will stop that small. It's already a skewed ball.
Skeldon feeds, no worries, according to referee Roche. And Scotland are looking to make this rolling more count. It's one of the strengths of their team, and they'll be looking to keep this in as long as possible. Down by blue again.
It's not moving anywhere.
Away it comes for Tsukui. They've defended yet another rolling maul, and they smuggle the ball into touch, but it'll be a scrum.
Change direction, guys.
Change of direction is called. First knock. Japan.
Thank you.
I think this is the second time now Japan that is caught. Oh, kick to the ref, and then can't give now possession to Japan for kicking it out because she was on the way blocking a kick. Another good chance to turn over the scrum now, as they did before.
The feed comes from Tsukui, quickly out of the back by Saito. That experience paying dividends. Nelson in, over the ball.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff we're seeing from Scotland now. What a scrum by Japan. Ball in and out of the first channel.
Captain Mandisa, what would your call be now?
I'm not Captain Fantastic. You can call it either way, Paul. I would call a scrum more than the line-out, because line-outs are not working for them. Turnover there by Nelson. Early, supported her body weight, and Japan had no other way but maybe to counteract, which was going to be way too late. Scrum, because they still have an upper hand. Channel 1 or 2 is ideal, with the number 8 peeling off, or straight for the 9. McDonald to McGee as fast as they can.
On the number 7, Rachel McLaughlin, back on her feet. Her 40th cap for Scotland women.
Scrum chosen. Scotland.
30 seconds into the
Mark's
clock.
right here.
So try desperately needed by Scotland.
Time back on.
And this is their only time, because if Japan turns over this possession, not necessarily the scrum, but any mistake they do, they will have to live up to it up until we come back for the second half of the game.
Chloe Roddy is set up to the blind side of this Scottish scrum, which will surely hold it in and look for that penalty advantage. They are dominating at scrum time. Mary McDonald gets it away to Nelson, the inside ball to Orr.
About quick tap, quick tap.
Oh, the scrum that's absolutely walking over the opposition, Mandisa. They might as well call that scrum.
But if you want to wheel, then you gotta be able to take control from the feet here.
Stepping out under pressure, you've got to stay straight.
Evie
You can be straight
Gallagher
and go back. There's no penalty there, but if you
losing
step
her
out-
stance while the scrum is moving forward. Because it could have been an easy try out of a scrum. Just control it.
Let's go.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Gallagher. Now or never. Gallagher.
Roddy to the right, Nelson to the left, a penalty advantage to Scotland. Gallagher breaks from the base. The Sakura 15 have had her handled in this first half. Mary McDonald gets it free to the hard-running Wassel. Scotland right on the brink of it. Their captain, Malcolm, uses her feet to stand up the defenders. Slowing down the momentum of Scotland. McDonald gets it free, and Bartlett takes a big hit. Moving forward still. Mary McDonald waits. Japan have hands on the ball, but the penalty advantage is waiting, and now they need to watch out.
It's very slow reactions from Scotland. Slow reactions from Scotland. Playing in the first channels.
You're under pressure, but I need to see better pictures. Okay?
Japan is very
This a
strong.
warning.
Pillar 1, pillar 2, and the post lady. Very strong in that area. So Scotland need to just play a second channel wider because they're in the 5.
Yes.
There's McGee waiting in suspense.
Change up front. Saraka goes off. Nagata comes on. In a highly pressurized situation for the number 18.
Crouch!
First act of the match about to take place.
Bind! Set!
Mary McDonald feeds. An image of great stability begins to crumble as Scotland continue marching on. And all resistance crumbles underneath the sticks. A penalty try to Scotland.
About time. Almost called it now or never. Penalty try out of a third scrum that's wheeling.
Too many.
Japan caught in the act. 7 points for that. Scores are level now, Paul.
Indeed they are. A penalty try and a yellow card to Sachiko Kato. Big, big, big penalty for Japan to play as they head into the halftime break. Scotland, on the other hand, ascendant towards the end of those first 40 minutes with the wind blowing into their faces, facing that 7-point deficit, knowing that they'll have that gust at their backs in the second 40. They will be confident here at Athlone Sports Stadium with what they've shown in the first half. And at halftime, it is Scotland that lead, or in fact, it is the two teams level at 7 points apiece, Scotland and Japan.
Ready?
People getting in between the jumper and the support players, their ball not being able to, or being channeled down the passage so that they can build momentum out of them all. Let's see. Scores are level.
The kickoff from Japan, courtesy of Misaki Matsumura, the young teenager playing on the wing. Scotland respond by putting boot to ball and just letting it drill downfield. Japan immediately keeping ball in hand. This may well be the structure we see going into the second half. Great tackle that by Rona Lloyd. Woman and ball is what Japan received. And now, charging it up the channels, the Sakura 15. Sukui gets it free. So capable with ball in hand are Japan that they're going to be doing some running in the second 40. Especially if they're planning on running it from here, their own 22-meter line in the background. Any mistake as well, of course, big trouble as Scotland will look to strike. The clearing kick is quality as far as Nelson. Nelson keeps her feet well, buying time for the Scottish support to arrive. Mary McDonald. Here's Skeldon. Skeldon breaks a couple of tackles. Quality player, the number 2 for Scotland. Quick ball away. The pass from Bartlett. McDonald.
Let's go.
Nelson, her pass to Wessel can't be held, and the Sakura 15 try to put pressure on the breakdown. Scotland not having that. Here is Belil.
No hand!
Solid defense from Japan, driving Scotland back in possession. Nelson on the hard carry to the line.
Tackle!
Multi-talented number 10, dropping bodies as she goes. Skeldon to Nelson, here she is again. Emma Orr cutting through the line. Emma Orr backing herself. Emma Orr.
Hey! You spirit animal, telling you something is awakening. If the tide is turning like this, I'm telling you, something in me will just be awakened. It was Wessel who was caught in between in the last phase before this.
Thank you.
Passes. Injection of pace, the step inside. Daimani! Razmataz showing them who's bosso. You know, Scotland really want me to start speaking in tongues. We are in Africa after all. We're in South Africa after all. We have how many? 11 official languages. Give it to them. Hoi dai dang mani. You. Yes, I've been quiet this whole entire first half. I'm tired of that. This is exactly what I want to see. Quiet Mandis.
The kick is clean. It is over. Scotland take the lead for the first time in the match.
In, out, space. See me now. See me no more.
What a start to the second half.
Telling you, Kawunda would have said it's a bubbly.
What a play from Japan to get us back underway, kicking it short from the restart. Hands on the ball. Tsukui, how impressive has the number 9 for Japan been, replacing Abe, star player for the Japanese side. Quick ball as Tsukui gets it free. Not much space to work with on the outside here. Matsumura. Tsukui. Oh, barely holding on to the ball there. Japan, and Hirotsu has to work hard to retain possession.
Ball is there.
Tsukui, slow ball for her. And Japan need to play it quick to get those holes appearing in the Scottish defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Cutting back inside, that's a fine run. Looks like Saito. Oh, Tsuka with beautiful hands away to Nagata, and powering forward now, Ando. Replacement in the first half, Ando, for her number 12, Kobayashi. Another Japanese player has been laid low by injury, the replacement prop, Nagata. Sakura 15 retained possession, all the same. 14 women to work with.
Yeah, she has to stop it. No, she has to stop it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Nijiho Nagata, front row replacement for Japan, is down, and apparently...
So she's been lying there
11.
for a few seconds. Every time she looks, there's no movement.
It'll be your scrum.
From the tight head. So brave of the Japanese side to be building momentum while they have a woman down. Look at that. Good running line, cutting in. Taste of their own medicine is now Ando, who came in early, just after the first quarter. In substitution.
It's gonna be over. Thank you.
Looks like an ankle, Mandy.
Yeah. She lied there helplessly.
Well, on the side of the field, of course.
Just watch them sealing off, like you're trying to counter, but we feel like not leaving anything.
Yeah, I'm happy they're coming in low.
Yeah, no, I
and then if they clear you off and then it's not their
But
own
the
fault,
way she
the ruck's already dead, so there's no point.
But surely it should still be contestable.
I don't think we're actually looking at this.
So
yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah,
Just a twist to the ankle.
That's a twist. That's a twist.
She's got my mark. Yeah.
Well, the captain of Scotland there, Rachel Malcolm, just coming to speak to referee Kat Roche about the ruck entry of the Japanese. And referee happy that they're entering low to clear out. But coming onto the field for Japan right now is Hinata Komaki, unrelated to that injury. On the side of the field, who they do have is the number 3, Yuka Sadaka, who came off the field not for injury, not for HIA, just for a tactical substitution, meaning that Japan is able to replace her. Now, I bring this up because last week, with the Springbok women's game, there was a situation where the Springbok women went down to 13 players because they had the replacement hooker had been sent off for an HIA, and the original hooker had also been compromised. Therefore, South Africa finished the match with 13 players. But right now, Japan will be able to replace their number 18, Nagata.
Only 7 girls.
Time back on.
It's the sad reality of the game. We gotta adhere to the laws set out by the rugby union. At times, it becomes a hiccup to the coaches. Paul will speak about it later.
Detrimental work from Scotland at scrum time. Somehow Japan get it free. Great run from Nishimura, backing herself into contact. Quick ball away by Tsukui. The Sakura 15, they play an engaging brand of rugby once they're in full flow. They set another ruck on the 15-yard line. Tsukui. Gallagher has the hold back. Charging into contact, Matsumura. Scotland slowing down that ruck time, so crucial to compromising the play of the Sakura 15. Tsukui, she wants it quick again. The interception from Thompson, now she gets it away. The dynamic athletes of Scotland on the outside are dangerous. They cannot be allowed to break free. Chopped down is Ronald Lloyd. Desperation defending from Japan. Spacing over the top for Scotland should they choose to kick. They keep it in hand with Thompson. Thompson asks the question on the outside. She stayed in field, a tower of power. Mary McDonald. Here is Belil up to the halfway line. Oh, when this match breaks out into a couple of flurries of ball-in-hand play, it really has been entertaining. And now Scotland have the one-woman overlap on the outside. Corinne Grant is almost through those 2 tackles. Grant with tremendous leg drive.
And a knock. And a knock.
Oh, exasperating stuff for the Scottish. They've covered about 70 meters of the field, only for the handling error to lay them low.
Japan trying so hard to knock on the 5-meter doors, but playing too flat,
7, 5, 9.
which a line break, which costed them, ending in this result where now they have to scrum the Scottish women out of a knock. Desperate a moment there for McDonald, because she wanted to rush things whilst Japan defense was informed. Everybody was retiring from that line break.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Sakura 15 set another scrum. The 14 women of Sakura 15 who still have a yellow card off the field. And oh, wow, backwards is the call as Matsumura will be breathing a sigh of relief. But still very difficult for the women of Japan to clear this ball via the boot into the teeth of this athlone wind. They continue passing among themselves, and sending one over the top was their left wing, Imakugi. Scotland will run it right back at them through the confident Corinne Grant. And here is evidence of those 14 women that Japan have on the field. The yellow card, Mandisa, still waiting.
And
You have time to match.
probably just
4 in, you're fine.
under 2 minutes till she comes back in. Corinne Grant.
Deep in their own territory, Sakura 15. They run it out through Saina Saito in a 40th cap for the Sakura 15. What a servant she's been. Looking for the offload, Nishimura. Tsukui. Still on her feet after that ankle twist, Nijio Nagata. She's made of tough stuff. Otsuka, how impressive has the fly half for the Sakura 15 been, orchestrating this attacking style of play. She puts it down, she picks it up, she goes again, Komaki. Tsukui away to Otsuka. Oh, beautiful red play through the hands of the captain Nagata, now playing on the outside, Matsumura. The world of women's rugby is at her feet, the young number 14. Look at this play from Japan, it's engaging stuff. Hirotsu involved this time. Scotland unable to attack the ball on the ground as the clear-out work is quality from Japan each and every time. And once again, no space for Imakugi. I think she's been identified by opposition teams. They really rush up on her, make sure she has no time to put in that footwork and get away with her pace. Tsukui to Otsuka. In spite of the fact that they're not making too many meters, you see how Japan continue playing with ball in hand, knowing that the kicking game can only spell trouble, especially with that dangerous back three that Scotland have.
Already in great position to field that ball.
Chloe Raleigh waiting in the number 15. Now the deep pass goes as far as the left wing, Imakugi, who's also one of the trusted kickers with ball in hand. Here is Raleigh. So difficult to deal with, but there's their impressive number 18, Nijiho Nagata, making the tackle. The kick downfield comes from Mattinson. Not enough angle on that. Interesting second half, Mandisa.
And 22 or scrum.
Over the dead ball line.
Japan,
Scotland playing with such confidence, knowing they have backing of the wind. Backfielding for them is priceless.
Scrum will be up here.
Mindful of every time Japan punches, if they become solid within their 1v1 tackles, forcing errors, not giving away possession.
Yeah, that's fine.
Back up to 15, Mandisa. This should make a big difference.
Not really. Not really. Because the one weapon is now within the scrums. And how Scotland is kicking for possession and then, you know, trusting the system. Because Japan is going to get tired out of, you know, trying to play each and every ball in hand out of their own field or half. They're already on 14 points. It's going to take a while for Japan to play inside their territory.
Tsukui is hunted by Mattinson. Not holding on the ground, but a scrum advantage. And Scotland will celebrate that.
In a very good possession. Scrum may just go well for them because the left side of the field is open. It could also be a number 8, 9, 14 pick. Or just clean hands to the midfield where Corinne Grant is.
Crouch! Bind! Yeah, we're already in. Hold back, on set, and then in. Thank you.
Just a quick reminder.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Another scrum penalty to Scotland, and the story is not getting any better at scrum time for the Sakura 15. It's an absolute Achilles heel in this match for the Asian team.
Scrum is pressured too much for whoever comes in is not doing any justice to the Japanese side. We speak about technique, we speak about
4 and 8, Japan.
endurance within the scrum, but at this point it's just pure illegal scrummaging from the Sakura 15. Nijiho Nakata.
Just hold, time's off. Time's off.
Not sure if she's losing the bind or already off feet when she's punching.
The captain, Malcolm, calls her own number again. Skeldon gets the pass away to Thompson, and that's put Scotland in fantastic field position. Belil powering with the legs. Belil with the support of her teammates gets her knees to ground. Away by Mattinson. Here's Conkle. A sledgehammer of a ball runner. Penalty advantage to Scotland. Surely, no, it's not. Mattinson can't get it free. It's backwards. Oh, Scotland get away with one. Mattinson to Nelson. Wide it goes to Roddy. Try on the corner. Corinne Grant on tournament debut. The Saracen stretches out Scotland's lead.
Scotland on a roll. 2 tries for Grant already. Edge was exposed, leaving out everybody in a difficult position because they were already on top of the try line. Corinne Grant, easy try for her, out wide.
Thank you, thank you.
Scotland running away with some promising points. Don't think Japan has any answers. 15 minutes into the second half, and we've seen no movement at this stage.
Helen Nelson of the Loughborough Lightning. The angle was right, the distance not there. It's 19 points to 7, Scotland lead.
Everything falling apart, a fall from that illegal scrummaging from Japan. After that, Scotland is just rolling with the wave. It's 19 points to 7, 3 tries to 1. Japan, any answers? We don't know yet.
Up and away, Scotland with that 12-point lead now, surely looking to consolidate. Thompson sends it high and lets the wind carry it on. Here is Ayasa Otsuka, gets it off to Yamamoto. Tsukui sets it free to Nagata, still playing with that high tempo. Japan waiting for that gap to appear. Tsukui takes one to the face. Still manages to get the ball away. Numbers here for Japan, but the pass bisecting the 2 onrushing players. Great improvised play to keep the hope alive, and now it's Korai cutting back inside. Korai, the young 20-year-old, carrying the initiative for Japan, but Scotland make the turnover, and the second 40 minutes is going their way.
Scotland are doing everything right at this point in time. We see Emma controlling her own body weight, hands straight onto the ball, and a beautiful turnover, which leads them into just outside the 5 meters, maybe 7, 8, 9 meters to the try line. Japanese ladies caught in the act. I'm not sure how things have turned around, because in terms of ruck, they become so late. First half, it was only 1.5 to 2 seconds in terms of arrival, but now it's way after 3 seconds. That's why they're losing possession of the deck.
Skeldon feeds, and it finally goes wrong for Scotland at line-out time. Sukui sends one over the top. Mettenson all on her own for Scotland back there. Oh, she's done well. Then the attempted offload goes wrong.
Mettenson in 2 minds about everything. Already after that kick was caught, I thought, you know, the ball was going to travel out wide so that the edge on the right side of the field,
Height, both sides, height, thank you.
whoever was in defense of that was going to be exposed because the midfield was already exposed. So the option of cutting back into the traffic wasn't an ideal one. So at times, whoever's backfielding needs to send the ball midfield and then out wide in the edges.
Crouch! Bind! Set! It's at the back.
Japan play away as quickly as possible after the front row collapse. Ball in hand, Yamamoto sends it over the top into a difficult wind, and it's well fielded by Ronna Lloyd. You know, she just needs to buy time for support, and now Scotland are on the front foot in between the 10-meter line and the 22 of their opposition. Just the kind of pressure the Sakura 15 were putting on them in the first half. Penalty advantage. The infringements just keep coming. 10 penalties in the first half for Japan, and they only keep piling up. Skeldon has been smashed.
Not rolling.
The tables have turned on the Sakura 15.
You must make an effort to get out.
Katie Mattison, if she can just get to the deck and pass the ball immediately, because she is slowing the game down now for Scotland. Wants to take charge.
One.
First half replacement for Japan.
Time off.
Now Ando in the 23. Coming on to Japan. Coming on for Japan once more is Hinata Komaki, who came on during that yellow card period. Off the field, once again, Sachiko Kato, the player who was yellow carded. Scotland on the Sakura 15 doorstep again, handed off the top by Rachel Malcolm down to her teammates. It's not perfectly formed, but Conkle in control, and Scotland might still make this good. They've got enough players in there to corkscrew around the corner and have another go at the driving maul. They're now powering forward. Emma Wessel has the ball in her hands. Scotland still believing in this maul. Can they get it over the line? The formation is brilliant. Another penalty advantage, and Skeldon scores her 3rd try in South Africa.
And under the table mountain. Well, work try by Scotland. Timing of peeling off, trying different tricks from a line out. So already showing Japanese
All good on that?
just couldn't defend that at all. Couldn't defend that at all.
The front ranker's work is never done. This Helen Nelson in the 55th Scottish Cup, looking to add an extra 2. Nelson. 2 more points for Scotland. 26 points to 7.
That was quick.
Thanks.
Driving maul. And just one peel to the try line. Scotland on 26.
Okay, time back on. I'm sorry.
Japan with only the 7 points of their captain Iroha Nakata in the first minutes of the game.
Yamamoto with the restart for Japan, poorly fielded by Scotland. They're tracking backwards now with their inside centre Thompson, who's represented great British Sevens recently, the big number 12. She's got it all in her locker. Mattinson. Off to the very impressive Meryl Smith, who's on to replace Helen Nelson in the number 10 jersey. Meryl Smith has a bright future, this youngster.
Gives it a great boot just outside the 10-meter line, releasing pressure of the Scottish ladies. Really love to see, you know, the pace of the game lifting up a bit as of the first minutes of the second half, just for the excitement of the game.
Japan with ball in hand, it's Ayano Nagai. Tsukui, who continues to impress at halfback position. The tackle called very early.
Tackle is complete.
Ando gets the ground. Tsukui jumping out of the line at pace. Wessel must have timed that to perfection. Tsukui. All of her options out to the right. She gets it off to Nagai, who is swallowed up whole by Konkel. Japan traveling backwards with ball in hand. This was not the plan for the second half. They would have known they had to run it at Scotland, but the Scottish defence has been standing ready, making their hits time and again. Causing problems, Corinne Grant. One of only 2 changes to the Scottish 23 from their opening match, during which there were no changes from the first match. A steady squad selected by their coach, Brian Eason. Penalty Japan, the tap and go from Tsukui. Tsukui looking to catch the Scottish defence sleeping. But they've done very well to get back. Tsukui. Slow ball, but it's the fault of a Sakura 15 player, according to referee Roche. And the skip ball to the outside, no good. But Imakugi looks to make the most of it. Brought down by Meryl Smith. Tsukui. What an engine the number 9 has on her. She's absolutely everywhere on this rugby field. The cross kick, ambitious, unsuccessful.
And
Japan running short on ideas, Mandisa.
And back to where they started with the penalty. The dangers of a quick tap fall is when you decide to do it.
Excellent.
Whoever is retiring, after 5 meters gained, they're able to turn and give it a good tackle. So you're actually gaining 5 meters more than slowing the pace, opting to kick for a line out.
Skeldon, again in the second half, unsuccessful with the line out that was so successful in the first. Great stepping from Hirotsu. Japan really struggling to make any progress through this stern Scottish defensive line in the second half. Sarah Bonner, another tournament debutante for Scotland, carries it in. Otsuka gets it away to Hirotsu, and Ando into contact. But Scotland spreading the defenders across the field, just making sure that there's no gaps for these dynamic outside backs of Japan. And Japan reluctant to hit it up the pillars. So the Scottish defence seemingly there every time, and now they pluck it clean out of the air, and Sarah Bonner has a clean run to the try line. Bonner turns on the afterburners.
Oh my goodness. What a way to finish for the lock. It's like she was running on clouds, I'm telling you. A good jump and turning over possession. One mistake is just a shallow kick by Japan straight into the hands of Sarah Bonner. Clean try. And a Scottish hopes are all behind her because nobody was actually in support. I'm telling you, they were trusting that she's gonna get to the try line. Sarah gets her first try of the day. Scotland running away with the game on 31 points.
The Bristol Bear, Meryl Smith. Raising the flags, and Scotland running away with it now. Exactly what they were looking for as they try to set that post for Italy as far ahead as possible.
Oh, Yamamoto misfired, and Sarah scooping points for Scotland women, putting them at 10-3 points after 67 minutes of the game.
Yamamoto with the restart. Impressive hands from the dazzling Emma Orr in the 13 jersey.
On the ball.
One of the catalysts of this Scottish resurgence in the second half. Skeldon on the carry. What a player. Mattinson. Fires back to Lisa Thompson. She has got a big old boot on her.
And it's back to where she kicked it from.
But passed into the 22. Frustration for Scotland.
Yeah, it's true.
Plan was
Thank you.
brilliant. Execution
Take him back.
went wrong. Only needed a bounce inside the field. Then it would have been a super kick.
Play on.
The Japanese lineout, which has been faltering, gets it right this time. Spread wide by Yasuo, trying something on the outside here. The Scottish scramble well. Andor gets it free. Tsukui, who keeps it moving. Nagata, she's got skills. Even on that twisted ankle, she's breaking ankles. Tsukui gets it away to Yamamoto. Japan so keen on the attack, but the Scottish defense is giving them no hope right now. But Nagata looking to take it on her own shoulders. Try scorer for Japan in the first half. Tsukui with a speculative pass. It's in Japan hands all the same. They've got some numbers to the outside, but somebody's got to straighten. Scotland in over the ball. The steal unsuccessful. The ruck speed slow. Tsukui. Nduka. Skeldon in good body position. She misses. The potential turnover in the half gap was Kuge. The pace of Japan's play just so engaging, so enthralling once they start putting together these multi-phase moves. Tsukui. Komaki. Can Japan get some joy here as we approach the final 10 minutes of the match? Scotland's defense under pressure finally in this second half. Tsukui, the ball slow, the pass poor. Oh, play on just about as Yoshimura extends the body to position it well. And now Komaki employs the footwork. Straight up the guts, Komaki again. This is what Japan have needed. Scotland able to spread their defense without being concerned that they'll be challenged right next to the rack. Mattinson has done very well in combination with Grant, but Japan get it free. Nagai, Tsukui. Once more, it's Hinata Komaki, the replacement hooker at first receiver. Tsukui gets it away. The Scottish defenders have them numbered up on the outside and threatening to make that interception as well. Just as we saw when Bonner ran away from the Japanese defense after snatching the ball clean out of the skies moments ago. Their captain Nagata goes again, but just look at where they are on the field now. They've been driven back over the 22-meter line with possession after possession. They have an extra player on the outside. This time they skip to get it to Imakugi.
Great reward for Scotland's defensive efforts, Paul. Remember,
Inside.
Japan started everything
Outside.
on top of the 5 meters.
Outside.
Tracking back now. Scotland gaining momentum out of the set phase.
Skeldon feeds the line out, and Sarah Bonner, try scorer, brings it down. Here's Thompson.
Away!
Solid defense from Japan. Smith in at first receiver. Gallagher into the contact. Mattinson. Bonner gets it away, but a mishandle from Coburn. Scrum Japan.
Japan just trying their utmost best, you know, to keep possession of this field, because the danger may be imposed if Scotland turn over possession and decides to kick it downfield. One frustrating part is that they are starting to play deep, but punching within the first channel, whereas in the first half of this game, they were spreading the ball out wide, but now everything is so narrow, and they are.
I'm happy. We've had they've lost like that. Nah.
Any options of play.
Just to remind you that Scotland are looking to increase their points difference as much as possible, because Italy will be playing tomorrow against USA and trying to chase down that points difference. Both teams on 10 points from 2 matches right now. Japan on the front foot, the pass first from Yamamoto on the outside now, the weapon that they still cannot unleash here in South Africa, Imakugi. Every time they've been shutting down the diminutive number 11, but she's so clearly dangerous with her footwork and her pace.
Number 2.
Rush defense from Scottish woman.
What match she's had, Mandisa.
Especially turning over possession within the scrums.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Use it!
Strong scrum from Scotland, no surprises there. Used at the call, not happy to give a scrum penalty there, referee Roche.
On the chest.
And just what a player Rona Lloyd is, coming off the wing. She scored over 100 points for Scotland, a stalwart in this team. What an athlete, powering them forward. Imakugi underneath that kick from Scotland, and Japan will run it right back at them. Bang! Oh, in the midfield, big hit from Conkle. Kick over the top, brilliantly fielded by Rona Lloyd. Trying for the turnover, the Sakura 15 called off it. Mattinson able to get it free. Here's Conkle in the midfield, the offload and contact. Scotland have controlled the second half so admirably well. Smith, oh, what a player she is. So calm under the pressure of the Japanese rush defense, but all the same, Scotland caught behind the gain line, and that defensive pressure from Japan almost paying dividends. Thompson, so good at tidying up a loose ball from Scotland, that physical prowess of hers. Mattinson's going to slow it down, turn to the boot, leave the kick chase to her right wing, Rona Lloyd, who is breathing deeply on that right wing. No chance of chasing that kick. Too flat, too long. Rough pass that from their captain, from the hero, from the try scorer, Nagata, and it kind of epitomizes the effort of Japan here to close out the second half.
Once everything is done like that, Paul, you immediately think of mental fatigue, because after collection of that ball,
both sides.
She wanted to give it as quick as possible, but then processing of everything from the brain to the actual hands has been very weak. An unforced error which is giving momentum to Scotland.
This destructive Scottish scrum goes again. Sakura 15 holding up extremely well, all things considered. Conkle away to Mattinson, to Thompson. It's the physicality in the midfield.
No hands, the ball is available.
But it comes up slowly on Scotland's side. Getting in there to clear. Merrill Smith, the number 10. Mattinson back in position now. She feeds Konko. Moving bodies. Here's Mattinson. Wessel.
Backward.
Raleigh under pressure. Wessel gets it free. Scotland looking slightly more untidy towards the final 5 minutes of the match, but still moving forward concertedly. Chloe Raleigh, she could take on a couple of defenders on her own any day of the week. Mattinson off to Wessel. What a reintroduction to the team it has been for her. Smith happy to take it to the line, the number 10, wearing the 22, coming off the bench. For such an impressive player today, Helen Nelson, the number 10 for Scotland, orchestrating things for the European team here in the WXV2, almost through the gap. What a tackle on Rona Lloyd. The Sakura 15 have not given up on their individual responsibilities all the way to the end of the match as Alice Martin, the Leicester Tiger, takes it in. Mattinson, consistency and possession admirable here late on for Scotland,
First player didn't roll. Your turnover was fine.
who are
First
about
player.
to secure the 6th win to make it a 6-game win streak. The last time they won 5 in a row, to remind you, was back in 2001.
Thank you.
Otoka, Yoshimura as a jackler,
Yeah, you're on it.
needed to act quick in terms of rolling away. Of course, she was in support.
Well, look at that, Mandisa. Hasn't she had a brilliant game? She is the official MasterCard player of the match. Helen Nelson.
Helen Nelson has been the anchor of this game. Remember when she turned the tide around with a turnover deep within Japan's 5 meters.
Advantage collapsing.
Did look illegal that from the Sakura 15, dragging down that rolling maul just as it was looking ominous. Emma Orr, another try.
What is this by Emma?
Oh.
Emma Moore. Great injection of pace into that gap. And the heavens, gates or doors open for her wide. Emma,
Thank you.
very mindful of the position she was at, you know, cutting in,
Yes.
breaking tackles. What a try by Emma. She's been way too quiet in the first half of the game, but this time around, she is marshalling everything.
Smith.
Still
A clean strike off the post. It comes shooting back. The score remains as is, 38 points to 7. Scotland lead. The hooter sounds in the background.
Slicing them right through in the middle. Emma Orr, probably last try of the game.
31 points between the teams as Scotland seek to set that target for Italy, who are playing tomorrow against USA. Italy, who came into this game with a slightly superior points difference. Now, if they can beat the USA with a bonus point and pile on enough points, they will be crowned the WXV2 champions, but we will only find out tomorrow. Scotland have done what they were meant to do here today, and they wouldn't mind adding on another try just to make sure that Italy have an even bigger target come the end of this match and come the match on Saturday. Fine pass that, right on the cold face from Meryl Smith. And here she is again. Scotland, they might just have an overlap on the outside. The Sakura 15 defense gets across and takes down the Saracen Corinne Grant. Smith. That is a brilliant take from Gallagher. A speculative pass into the midfield from Smith, expecting for a Scottish player to be there. And the Sakura 15 have made the turnover.
That's knock-on.
Knocked it on, which will bring a conclusion to this match. And see Scotland win by 31 points over the mighty Sakura 15, who complete their South African tour, the first for the inaugural WXV2, with 2 losses and 1 win. That win coming against Samoa, losing against Italy in their first match, and now suffering a loss to the very impressive Scotland women's team, who put together their 6th win in a row, eclipsing that streak from 2001 when they won 5 in a row. There's a revolution happening in Scottish rugby, led by their coach Brian Eason. The MasterCard player of the match today, Helen Nelson, so crucial to all of that, and hard to even pick out individual players. Wassel, coming back from injury, has provided them with that leadership what they need. So much experience within their ranks as well. If they can keep it together heading into next year's competitions, including the Six Nations, how impressive could they be? They may just be the champions of the WXV2. We will find that out come the conclusion of play tomorrow. But for now, here in Athlone, they have thoroughly impressed in this, the first of 3 WXV2 matches this weekend. Scotland win 38 points to 7 over the Sakura 15.